he hasn't hit someone or did something to someone and someone's instant reaction is the next step, right?
Of course.
Everybody complains, everybody looks for the refs to break things up, and he hasn't done anything to someone and there's been a reaction where like, oh, it hasn't been that reaction yet. Certain guys, you know what it is. Like, we play hard, we're gonna play hard, we're gonna play basketball, but you cross the line and it's gonna get there like quickly. I don't think these guys grew up having fist fights, so they're not quick to go there. Now, this is what it is. Like,
that's fair.
when you grow up having fist fights, you quick to go to that, right? That's what you know, right? When you disrespect, you come from the shoulder. Somebody call you a you come from the shoulders.
Kenyon Martin goes off on Draymond Green for being a fake tough guy. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Kenyon, speaking of Draymond, you pulled up to the On the Rocks podcast recently. You were asked if you thought Draymond was, quote, one of those guys. You said no, and that he's calculated in who he goes after. Usually pick guys who are unwilling to fight back. So some people try to interpret that as you saying that Draymond is a fake tough guy. So I wanted to get you here on this couch. Because I listened to the clip. You didn't say Draymond was a fake tough guy. You just say he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
Not being one of those guys doesn't necessarily mean that you are.
Yeah, I was asked a specific question, and I didn't mention Draymond. It wasn't for one reason or another. I don't put him in the category with the guys that I named. That's all. And I've watched Draymond's career from the time he came in to now. And I think a lot of the things and the people who he has done things to has been calculated.
Yeah, Draymond is the most calculated tough guy in NBA history. He knows who to keep that same energy with. He's not going to do it with James Johnson. He's not going to do it with a Udonis Haslem, the Morris twins, Stu from the Detroit Pistons, a handful of guys. He knows what it is. He knows that if he turns up on the wrong person, he's going to get embarrassed. Now, people have stood up to Draymond Green, but for the most part, those real altercations, real calculated, and you know he won't do anything to his king, LeBron James. Remember, they had their back and forth in the finals. Bron stepped over him. Draymond hit him. Called him a couple words, and then soon after that, he sold his soul to Clutch Sports. So he don't even got the same energy with LeBron anymore. I believe when he plays LeBron, he doesn't mind losing to Bron. As long as he wins and wins the championship, that's all that matters with Draymond Green.
I don't think it's not spur-of-the-moment things. It ain't reactionary things. It's people, and I said it's just people who he hasn't hit someone or did something to someone and someone's instant reaction is the next step, right?
Of course.
Everybody complains, everybody looks for the refs to break things up, and he hasn't done anything to someone and there's been a reaction where like, oh, it hasn't been that reaction yet. So I have nothing. I respect Draymond's career, what he's done, what he has done for the Warriors, 4-time champion, all those things. Not to take anything off his career, but I just don't put him in the category with Rick Mahorn, Charles Oakley, those.
Yeah, he's definitely not in that category as far as legit tough guys, not commercial tough guys like, let me pick on a Sangoon, let me pick on a Sabonis, let me step on his chest. But he wouldn't even dare look at the real tough guys like that. So I'm sure Draymond Green, he's going to clap back. He's going to make some jokes. He's going to talk about how many championships he won. But if he looks in the mirror, he's going to realize, you know what? I am a calculated, fake, tough guy. I'm not really about that.
Guys, like I don't put him in that category.
Like a Zebo say I'm
Otis Thorpe,
bully the bully.
Or Buck Williams. I don't put him in that category. With Zebo, I don't put him in that category. It's just with Udonis,
Zebo.
Certain guys, you know what it is. Like we play hard, we're gonna play hard, we're gonna play basketball, but you cross the line and it's gonna get there like quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be a real situation. It may even lead to off the court. And I already know Draymond, he ain't built like that, and I'm not built like that either. I'm not trying to portray myself to be a tough guy, but I'm just talking about Draymond Green, him picking on certain people, picking on people to, you know what, it's just going to stay on the court. They're going to look at the referees. They're probably going to throw him out the game, and so be it. But I want to see Draymond Green keep that energy with the legit tough guy in the NBA. When he does that, then maybe he'll get people's respect. But I just feel as though He's a gimmick. He's a troll. He knows who to pick on. Stand up to the real tough guys, Draymond. Stand on business.
And that's just what it is, man.
So a lot of times we talk about the 70s, 80s. Obviously, fighting was encouraged, embraced. The fines weren't as bad back then. You were allowed to really get to it. But is the league soft nowadays, or are players just less willing to give up them game checks by engaging in fisticuffs?
All of it. It's all under the same thing. I don't think these guys grew up having fist fights, so they're not quick to go there. No, this is what it is. Like,
that's fair.
when you grow up having fist fights, you quick to go to that, right? That's what you know, right? When you disrespect, you come from the shoulders. Somebody call you, you come from the shoulders.
Yeah, a mixture of game checks, plus people ain't really about that life. The more that these players get paid, the more the fines are. These game checks and everything, they're going to lose it. So, of course, nobody wants to lose their money. But at the same time, a lot of people don't want to get embarrassed on live TV. Same with Draymond Green. He's had his little push and shove matches before, but he already knows, I don't mind losing the money, but I'm not trying to lose a fight on live TV. There may be some things behind the scenes he may have went through, but in front of the scenes, Draymond Green will tuck his tail depending on who he's facing.
Somebody say something disrespectful, you come from the shoulders with it. That's just the way a lot of us grew up. These kids didn't grow up that way. So we're not expecting them that to be their first reaction when something is presented and that something negative is presented. That's not their reaction. So I don't expect them to be that way. So is it soft or whatever? However people want to classify it as, right? Yeah. But as time is gone, we don't want to, the game needs to be the game. Basketball needs to be free flowing, but every now and again, people get disrespectful out here. And when you get disrespected, then some people react a certain way that these guys don't.
Yeah, let's be real. These young dudes are this day and age in basketball, this era, they don't want that type of smoke. A lot of these people, they just want to play ball. They don't want any confrontations. They're not trying to go back and forth. This league has coddled this era of basketball players. This is a soft era, but at the same time, it's just too much money involved, too much sponsors, billions into the league. So players don't want to crash out and potentially lose a lot of money. So you factor that in with players not really being about their life, you're not going to see too many confrontations in this era of basketball.
If I say, who would you consider if Draymond went after in the league right now? That would
Isaiah Stewart. Anybody on that Pistons team?
Beef stew.
Durden too, yeah.
Anybody on that Pistons team? He do that to the Pistons team in Detroit. I'd be like, hey, brother, you crazy.
No, I'm just like, when you
brother, you crazy. You do that.
Dre don't want that smoke with Stu or the other center on the Pistons. Really, that whole roster, the real tough guys. Again, Draymond Green, real calculated. He knows who to go at. He may talk junk in the arena, and then he'll finish it off on his podcast. But when he's facing somebody with real pressure, he gonna tuck his tail. We've seen it plenty of times with Draymond Green. As long as he can talk his junk, show off his 4 rings, that's all that matters with Draymond. And then when he has to step up to the plate with a fake tough guy, Draymond Green's gonna out-tough a fake guy anytime. He's just tough enough to make it look a certain way on TV, but in person, when he got to face that real issue, Draymond Green, he gonna run away in the most strategic way as possible.
One of them.
Yeah, no, I just
one of them real YNs.
Yeah,
that's the lean YNs over there. That's the lean drinking that water,
bro. It's a different time.
No, not that team. That team look like they in the 80s still.
Dudes ain't growing up in the projects, man. The dudes ain't growing up in the projects, man.
Social media, I gotta see it everywhere. I got to come back and do something worse to you.
Did you see that?
That's the times people in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like if you beat
they protecting these kids because they don't know how to respond to getting their whooped. Just like back in the day, if you got your ass whooped and they want to go get a gun instead of, hey, let's square up again. Let's squabble. If we're not gonna squabble until you get your win, what you gonna go get? Now you gotta kill. You want to?
I gotta come back.
Right?
I gotta come back.
So I think they are protecting the guys.
Because you're embarrassing.
Because the embarrassment is so extreme.
It's so extreme.
Think about how sensitive they are to just criticism.
Yeah, and we don't want people to crash out and do nothing crazy. We're just talking about that smoke on the court. Now, off the court, if you got to have a push and shove, that's one thing, but we don't want nobody to grab for protection. If you can't keep that energy in person, your best bet, go ahead and let it go. You'll face a team 2 to 4 times. You can get your revenge there, but at the end of the day, Draymond Green, he isn't a real tough guy. He's a fake tough guy. He picks his battles, and he's been doing a great job at it. He's known as that commercial tough guy in the NBA, but again, he don't want no smoke with the Pistons, no smoke with the Morris twins, no smoke with the Jokic brothers. So there's like a handful of people that Draymond Green, he gonna turn a blind eye to. He don't want that pressure. He gonna tuck his tail, then he gonna talk junk on his podcast and flaunt all his championship rings. So again, Draymond, you're not a tough guy, and Kenyon Martin exposed you.